In the Horn of Africa, alliances shift rapidly. Now, a secret partnership between Eritrea and Somalia is quietly taking shape, threatening to upend the region's balance of power. This isn't a public treaty, but a covert pact forged in private, bypassing official channels and raising alarms in neighboring countries, especially Somaliland. The alliance is built on mutual interests, countering Ethiopia's dominance and reshaping the regional order. Reports suggest deep military cooperation, intelligence sharing, and a coordinated diplomatic front. For Somaliland, which has spent decades building peace and seeking recognition, this pact feels like a direct threat, especially with Eritrea's military now backing Somalia. The secrecy fuels suspicion and anxiety, casting a shadow over Somaliland's hard-won stability. The hidden handshake between Asmara and Mogadishu could endanger Somaliland's peace, security, and its dream of international recognition. At the core of the Eritrea-Somalia Pact is a robust plan for military and political cooperation. Eritrea is expanding its training of Somalia's elite forces, aiming to create a more effective Somali national army, one capable of projecting power and keeping Somaliland in check. Intelligence sharing targets northern Somalia, allowing the two nations to monitor Somaliland's activities and undermine its stability without open conflict. Politically, Eritrea and Somalia are forming a unified diplomatic bloc to block Somaliland's recognition at the African Union and United Nations. Their coordinated lobbying keeps Somaliland isolated, unable to access international support. By operating in secrecy, they avoid scrutiny and pursue their agenda unchecked. This is realpolitik at its sharpest, leaving Somaliland to face the consequences of hidden deals. Eritrea's motivations are rooted in its rivalry with Ethiopia. After the collapse of their temporary alliance, Eritrea sees Ethiopia's push for sea access as a threat. By allying with Somalia, Eritrea encircles Ethiopia, limiting its influence and reclaiming lost regional power. Training Somali forces and aligning diplomatically, Eritrea is building a coalition to challenge Addis Ababa's dominance. This move gives Eritrea a foothold in Somalia and a say in the region's future. The goal: disrupt the status quo that favors Ethiopia and reassert Eritrea's role as a major player. It's a high-stakes gamble, one that risks escalating tensions but is seen as necessary for Eritrea's survival. The Horn of Africa is now a chessboard, with Eritrea making bold moves to shift the balance. Somalia's pact with Eritrea is driven by a need to rebuild its strength and assert authority. Decades of instability and weak military capacity have left Mogadishu vulnerable. Eritrean training promises to transform Somalia's army, giving it leverage over Somaliland and internal threats. The alliance also boosts Somalia's diplomatic campaign against Somaliland's independence, with Eritrea now a vocal supporter of Somali unity. Together, they amplify their message, making it harder for Somaliland to gain recognition. For Somalia's leaders, this partnership is a show of strength, projecting competence at home and abroad. The Eritrean Pact is a calculated move to consolidate power and restore Somalia's standing in the region. For Somaliland, the Eritrea-Somalia Pact is a looming threat. A newly professionalized Somali army backed by Eritrea shifts the military balance and raises the risk of conflict. Diplomatically, the alliance works to isolate Somaliland, blocking its path to recognition and support. Intelligence sharing could destabilize Somaliland from within, through surveillance, misinformation, or sabotage. The pressure is multi-pronged: military, diplomatic, and covert. Somaliland faces the prospect of being squeezed into submission, its decades of peace and progress at risk. The pact challenges the very foundations of Somaliland's security and identity. For its people, this is an existential test. The Eritrea-Somalia alliance has set the entire Horn of Africa on edge. Ethiopia sees the pact as a direct threat, responding with military posturing and seeking to protect its interests, especially its ties with Somaliland. The UAE, heavily invested in Somaliland's Berbera port, is alarmed by the instability and may back Ethiopia and Somaliland to safeguard its economic interests. Other Gulf states like Saudi Arabia and Qatar are quietly maneuvering to protect their own stakes in the region's ports and trade routes. The Horn has become a chessboard of shifting alliances, with each player recalibrating in response to the new axis. The international community remains largely passive, leaving regional actors to navigate the rising tensions alone. One wrong move could escalate the situation into a wider conflict. The stakes for regional stability and global trade are higher than ever. Somaliland now faces a critical crossroads. It must strengthen its democracy, maintain stability, and intensify diplomatic outreach, positioning itself as a beacon of peace in a turbulent region. Deepening alliances with Ethiopia and the UAE is vital, creating a counterbalance to the Eritrea-Somalia axis. Somaliland can also launch a proactive campaign to expose the risks of the secret pact and rally international support. The path forward demands resilience, diplomacy, and strategic vision. The hidden deal has raised the stakes, but Somaliland's people have shown remarkable resolve before. Their choices now will shape not only their own future, but the fate of the entire Horn of Africa.